Memorial Day weekend, busy times here at the Star in Frisco, 1 week away from the start of OTAs and busy times here on the Blitz. How about we dive right in, talk about this Cowboys offense. And when you look at league rankings from a year ago, yes, the Cowboys offense was up near the top of the National Football League. Number 2 overall in total yards and passing yards and third down. The defense, not so much. Jake Ferguson has high hopes for an encore in 26 for the offense.
It feels like I say this every year, but this is the best talent I've seen in this room, and that's our job. Is help each other out wherever we need it. And Lunda Wells has been doing a great job of molding the young guys and getting them ready. Last year is that's the starting point for us. I think we barely scratched the surface of who we could be, and we look back at a lot of tape right now, and we say, hey, there is a lot we can clean up, and we're looking forward to it.
Barely scratched the surface in 2025. What can they do for an encore? How can this offense improve?
Well, I think it starts in the run game. This is a team that had success running the ball last year. Were they the best in the NFL? No, not quite. And really, they had one thing working for them. We're in the middle of baseball season. They had the fastball, and that was Javonte Williams. He would run in between the tackles, did so in 68% of his carries last year, which was 4th most in the NFL. I want to see some outside lateral movement a bit, and that doesn't mean gadget plays or trying to get your wide receivers in the running game. I want to see the ability to run outside the tackle. Maybe that's Jaden Blue. Maybe it's Phil Maffa. Maybe it is a Javonte Williams addition. I just don't think you can anticipate him carrying a workload in between the tackles the same way they did a year ago. Part of the reason they did so was because of the success they had blocking up front in the interior with Tyler Booker, Tyler Smith, Cooper Beebe at the guard spots, and then, of course, the center spot for Beebe. I think that's something they can rely on, but it doesn't need to be their only pitch going into 2026.
The reason for high hopes, the offensive weapons are back for Dak Prescott. And let's start with C.D. Lamb and George Pickens combining for 168 receptions, over 2,500 yards last year, and 12 touchdowns. Just 14 games for C.D. As a part of that. And as you mentioned, Javonte Williams with a big year with more than 1,300 yards and 13 touchdowns. What do you think, though, is this offense's biggest strength?
Well, I think you're looking at them right there. It's the playmakers on the offensive side, whether it is Javonte Williams, George Pickens, or C.D. Lamb. But just to get a little bit more in depth, how about the play-action game? Dak Prescott has always been better as a quarterback off of the play-action. And we just talked about the run game and how Javonte Williams helped set that up in 2025. He completed 79% of his passes off of play-action in that 2025 season. If you can continue to have that level of excitement, that continues to be the number one part of this offense that can continue to grow into what Jake Ferguson said, just scratching the surface from last year.
Around the league, a lot of people consider the wide receiver group to be right up there at the top of the league. But here's a true or false question for you. The tight end position group, could it be the deepest on this team?
I think this is a sneaky false. It's not of a true yet. They're not the deepest roster spot on the team. However, they are going to be better, I think, this year than they were last year. You see the names there that you know. Ferguson, a 4th-round pick who's been a Pro Bowler multiple times now. Luke Schoonmaker, yes, he's underachieved as a 2nd-round pick at the tight end position, but he took steps forward last year, had his best year as a pro. He's going into a contract year. Brevin Spanford, undrafted free agent. Princeton Fant, undrafted free agent, and they're not even putting Michael Trigg on there as well, the undrafted free agent rookie out of Baylor that I think could make an impact as soon as training camp in the preseason and possibly fight for a roster spot. This team is deep at tight end. It's going to depend on just what those middle 2 names, Schoonmaker, Spanford, bring to the table, and then I can say that false could turn into a true by the end of the year.
You're excited for football already when you kind of in the meeting room and you kind of going through, certain stuff on the field and you see the scheme actually like playing out in real life time and just knowing like, okay, this is what's going to help us win the Super Bowl. Like how he explained the calls, how he go into depth on, the reasons why we're doing everything that's, 1 through 11 on the field. Like, why are we doing this to better the team, or why are we doing this to, better our chances to force a fumble or, force a 3 and out. So when you break it down like that, a guy like CP, and he comes to work, ready to work every day.
He didn't come to play around. Like, he straightforward of what he wanted, and he didn't ask any questions. He just told us literally what he wanted, and that's what he's going to be.
You hear those two guys talk, DeMarvion Overshown and Sam Williams, talking about new defensive coordinator Christian Parker. You get excited. So Cowboy fans should be excited about the play style here on defense. What do you think?
Yeah, I think you're going to see an aggressive play style. These guys are going to play downhill, and you heard it there from Sam Williams. I think it's perfect. Christian Parker came in with a plan. They've executed that plan by revamping the defensive side of the football from a personnel standpoint. The next step, trying to revamp it from an aggression standpoint. You're going to see that attack and shed. You're going to see guys playing downhill. And because of that, you're going to see a deeper rotation of guys. You're not going to see 3 down guys consistently on the defensive side of the ball. You're going to see guys in and out of the game. And because of that, these gentlemen are going to be very aggressive going downhill and trying to get after ball carriers, and especially after the quarterback.
And the Cowboys and DeMarvion Overshown hoping for a full, healthy season from him. You know, I could just listen to DeMarvion Overshown talk all day long. So how about we hear some more from DeMarvion right now?
I feel like everybody know when I'm healthy, like I'm one of the best linebackers in the league, and you know that's not to toot my own horn, but you know the film and the stats speaks for itself when I'm on the field. So being healthy is the number one way to stay on the field and be able to do what I do. So the fact that I get to go through this full off season as a healthy man and coming into training camp healthy, I feel like people ain't seen my best yet. So I know it's gonna be one of my best years.
All of the things said by DeMarvion Overshown there are correct, and it's what you want to hear.
What if the move that makes people across the NFL stop laughing at off-season hype and start taking the Dallas Cowboys defense dead serious is not another young prospect, not how to ruin your Sunday energy? Come on, Cowboys Nation, really picture this. Rashawn Gary flying off one side, Cam Jordan locking down the other edge with power and technique, Caleb Downs reading everything on the back end, and Christian Parker finally surviving them. That is why this idea hits so hard right now, because Cameron Jordan really is available. Reuters reported in March that Jordan is not some empty legacy name either, because in 2025, he started all 17 games and posted 47 tackles, 10.5 sacks, 15 tackles for loss. That is real production, real durability, and real proof that the man still has gas in the tank. Now take that and look at what Dallas has already done, because this is where the fit starts getting dangerous. The Cowboys traded for Rashawn Gary in March after he agreed to a reworked deal, and Reuters noted he came to Dallas with 46.5 career sacks after putting up 7.5 sacks and 20 quarterback hits in 2025. Dallas also signed first-round safety Caleb Downs to his fully guaranteed rookie deal, the Lott Trophy, and Big Ten Defensive Player of the Year. Add in the fact that Dallas officially hired Christian Parker as history, and suddenly you can see the whole picture. This front office knows the defense had to change, and it is clearly trying to make it faster, smarter, more multiple, and a whole lot more physical. And that is exactly why Cam Jordan makes so much sense in this conversation. Dallas would not be asking him to come in and be prime Saints Cam Jordan, the finisher, the tone setter, the veteran who still knows how to collapse an edge, squeeze the run, win when Gary gives you burst, speed, and the kind of football IQ that offensive tackles hate because he sees the game 2 beats ahead. Put those two together, and now offenses cannot just slide protection one direction and relax. Brought in Cam Jordan, the whole NFL would notice. Division rivals would absolutely feel it, sure, but so would every the ball before they want to. That changes everything. And the best part for Cowboys fans is this: Dallas does not need the defense to stop being the thing that holds the whole team back. The offense already has enough star power to scare people. The problem has been whether the defense can hold up when the games get tight, physical, and ugly. A move like Cam Jordan says Dallas understands that now. It says this team wants answers, not absolutely explore this. Cameron Jordan still produced last season. He still started every game, and he still brings the Cowboys Nation. Tell me right now, would you bring Cam Jordan to Dallas and let him hunt next to Rashawn Gary? Or would you hit like, subscribe, and let's keep riding with the Cowboys? Because if Dallas adds one more proven killer to this defense,